and I'm against this proposed project. I've asked you to again consider the information we've submitted before. Because the applicant's hardship claim is based on near sea level location with a high water table and unstable soil fill, the decision here must address current planning that deals with changing sea level and flood conditions as they might impact the surrounding community. Attached are two maps showing flood conditions and changes expected due to sea level rise. It is reasonably possible by the end of this decade to see 10-inch rise in sea level. Current goals of New York State and New York City are to create a more climate-resilient waterfront. A conventional building in such a location is exactly the type of situation that the State of New York Sea Level Task Force advises against because of the high risk and cost to taxpayers. In November 2011, elected officials Daniel Squadron, Borough President Mark Voights, Assemblywoman Millman, and Councilman Whit Landers issued a joint letter expressing concern about flood conditions around the section of 3rd Street where this project is to be built. 3rd Street is the emergency evacuation route from Carroll Gardens and Red Hook, and we must not allow any development along the route to create more dangerous conditions. There is every reason to believe that the Whole Food Plan, with its elevated parking area, will add flooding conditions to the street, especially during emergency conditions. The design of the current proposed big box store is anything but forward-thinking design. It does not create a more climate-resilient waterfront. The old-style suburban retail configuration of the complex does not allow for proper functioning of the floodway. New York City Building Code specifically developed requires that floodways are not be impeded. They should look to the types of developments like at IKEA and Red Hook, where building is raised, allowing for proper functioning of the floodway. The location of the building on the site is very problematic. It lines the 3rd Avenue side of the site with a big box store. The designers have created additional problems. The site there does not accommodate the 2 entrances into the parking area. Also, the site, the location of the building as a big box store imposes itself on the landmark building and mocks and diminishes the landmark's ability to convey its history. Landmarks did not rule on the appropriateness of that situation. They ruled to annex part of the site. The BSA should not approve this application as configured. The hardship claim for the waterfront condition is not valid. It is nonsensical to grant larger zoning sites because of the low-lying sea level conditions, because of what we know about climate change and the waterfront issues. The conventional big box store is inappropriate as it envelops the Cognac building. The establishment of a new grade and elevation of the surface parking later will create hazardous conditions, especially during the emergency